Stop drinking plain black coffee every morning if you're over 60 and want to keep the strength in your legs. I'm Ethan Palmer. For 15 years in surgery, I focused on blood vessels, coronary arteries, heart valves, things that can kill you in minutes if something goes wrong. And in the process, I overlooked something just as important: muscle. I didn't think much about it. Muscles weaken with age. That's just normal, right? Until I realized something no one told me in medical school. When your muscles weaken, your heart has to work harder to pump blood throughout your body. Weak muscles lead to poor circulation, which forces the heart to work even harder, which makes muscles weaker still. It's a downward spiral that most doctors never mention. And falls. The leading cause of injury-related death in people over 65 usually start with weak muscles, not with balance problems like most people think. A few years ago, while reviewing patient records during a routine check, I discovered something that didn't fit with everything I'd learned. Some of my patients in their 70s, even 80s, weren't getting weaker as expected. They were getting stronger. Their muscle mass measurements were going up. Bone density was improving, and their inflammation markers, something I track closely because it directly affects vascular health, were dropping significantly. At first, I couldn't understand what was happening. These patients came from different backgrounds, had different medical histories, and weren't following the same exercise programs. But when I started asking deeper questions about their daily habits, I found an unexpected common thread. They were all adding special ingredients to their morning coffee. Not medications, not expensive supplements. Things you can buy at any grocery store based on traditional practices from different cultures around the world. With my own curiosity, and frankly with a bit of concern about my own aging body, I tried all of those ingredients myself. Some worked for me, some didn't, but 8 of them delivered the best results. And those are what I'm going to share with you today. I'll rank them from helpful to extraordinary. And ingredient number 1, the one I've saved for last, has research showing it significantly improves muscle strength in people over 65, but fewer than 3% of Americans know about this particular benefit. Before we begin, leave me a comment. How do you usually drink your coffee each morning? Plain black? Or do you add something to it? Before we get into the list, I need you to understand why this matters so much. After 60, your body loses roughly 3 to 8% of its muscle mass every decade. That might sound like a dry statistic, but think about what it actually means. It's the ability to climb stairs without gasping for air. It's carrying grocery bags from the car into the house without stopping to rest. It's playing with your grandchildren without being exhausted after 10 minutes. It's independence, something most of us take for granted until it starts slipping away. And here's the scariest part. Falls are the leading cause of injury-related death in Americans over 65. Not car accidents, not fires, falls. And research shows that people with weak muscles have 2 to 3 times the risk of falling compared to people the same age with healthy muscles. 95% of hip fractures are caused by falls. And among those who break a hip after 65, 1 in 5 doesn't survive the following year. Not because the broken hip directly kills them, but because being bedridden leads to pneumonia, blood clots, and rapid decline. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying it because this is the reality that the medical system often avoids, and because the good news is that you can do something about it. There's one more thing I want you to understand. Chronic inflammation is the common enemy of both muscle and cardiovascular health. It silently destroys muscle tissue while also stiffening and damaging blood vessel walls. Some of the ingredients I'm about to share don't just help your muscles, they also protect your blood vessels. Now let's start with number 8, a spice that most people only think about when baking: cinnamon. The spice that most people only associate with apple pie or holiday waffles. But when added to your morning coffee, it becomes a weapon that protects your muscles at the cellular level in ways few people would expect. Cinnamon contains polyphenol compounds that stabilize your blood sugar throughout the day. And you might be wondering, what does blood sugar have to do with muscles? A lot, actually. When your blood sugar is unstable, when it spikes after a meal and then crashes a few hours later, your body has to find an emergency source of glucose to compensate. And the easiest source is muscle tissue. Your body breaks down protein from muscles to convert into glucose. Every time your blood sugar spikes and then crashes is another time your muscles get eroded just a little bit more. Daniel, 69 years old, a retired engineer from Jacksonville, experienced this for years without knowing it. He was always tired in the afternoon. His legs felt heavy as lead, and climbing stairs became an ordeal. His doctor said his blood sugar was in the pre-diabetic range, but not yet requiring medication. His wife, someone who liked researching natural approaches, suggested he try adding cinnamon to his morning coffee. Daniel didn't expect much, but after about 2 weeks, he noticed the afternoon fatigue had disappeared. His energy stayed stable all day, and his evening walks with his wife, which used to be cut short because he was exhausted, now lasted longer than before. A study published in PLOS ONE in 2025 confirmed this. In a randomized clinical trial lasting 12 weeks, people taking 1,000 milligrams of Ceylon cinnamon daily reduced their fasting blood sugar by an average of 8.59 milligrams per deciliter compared to the placebo group. The effect was particularly pronounced in those with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes. The way to use it is simple. Half a teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon in your morning coffee. Note that it should be Ceylon cinnamon, not cassia cinnamon, the more common variety that contains high levels of coumarin, which can harm your liver with long-term use. Ceylon cinnamon can be found at health food stores or ordered online. Cinnamon is simple, safe, and inexpensive. Proof that sometimes the smallest changes deliver the biggest results. But the next ingredient goes deeper, not just stabilizing energy, but directly rebuilding muscle strength at the cellular level. Number 7. Creatine. If you hear that name and think of bodybuilders or young people at the gym, think again. Recent research shows that creatine may actually be more important for people over 60 than for young athletes, and I'll explain why. Creatine is what regenerates ATP, the direct energy source for every muscle contraction. Every time you stand up from a chair, climb stairs, or even grip something tightly, your muscles are burning ATP. And creatine is what helps your body regenerate ATP quickly so you can keep moving. The problem is that after 60, creatine stores in your muscles decrease significantly. That's one of the reasons you feel weaker, tire faster, and recover more slowly after physical activity. Supplementing with creatine simply replenishes the fuel your muscles are missing. And if you're concerned about taking a supplement, creatine occurs naturally in red meat and fish. Creatine powder is just a concentrated form of something you already eat every day. William, 74 years old, a retired construction engineer from Chicago, witnessed this change in his own body. His legs had been getting weaker over the past few years, to the point where he couldn't stand up from a low sofa without gripping the armrest. He started fearing falls, limited his time outside, and felt like he was gradually losing his independence. His son, a fitness trainer, suggested he try adding creatine to his coffee each morning. William was skeptical, thinking it was something for young people. But after about 8 weeks, he realized he could stand up from a chair much more easily. He could climb stairs without holding onto the railing, and most importantly, he felt more confident when walking. His fear of falling had noticeably decreased. A meta-analysis published in Frontiers in Nutrition in 2023, combining 22 randomized clinical trials with 721 people over 57, showed that creatine combined with exercise increased lean muscle mass by an average of 1.37 kilograms and significantly improved leg and chest strength. The International Society of Sports Nutrition now recommends creatine for older adults as a measure to prevent muscle loss. The way to use it is simple. 3 to 5 grams of creatine monohydrate per day, dissolved in hot coffee. No taste, no smell, dissolves completely. The key is to take it consistently. Creatine accumulates in your muscles over time, and you'll start to feel the difference after about 4 to 6 weeks. Regarding safety, studies tracking up to 5 years have not recorded serious side effects in healthy individuals. However, if you have kidney disease, consult your doctor before using it. Creatine provides direct fuel for muscle contractions, but the next ingredient addresses a different problem: how your body produces and uses energy throughout the day. Number 6. MCT oil or coconut oil. Adding fat to coffee. It sounds like it goes against everything you've ever heard about healthy eating, but give me a few minutes to explain why this could completely change how you experience energy every day. After 60, your cells become less efficient at using glucose, that is sugar, to create energy. That's why many people feel tired mid-morning, even after eating a full breakfast. Your body is struggling to convert sugar into stable energy. MCT, short for medium-chain triglycerides, works differently. Instead of going through the complex digestive process like regular fats, MCT is converted directly by the liver into ketones, an alternative energy source that cells can use immediately. And unlike glucose with its peaks and valleys, ketones provide stable, steady energy for hours. Your brain, which consumes about 20% of your body's total energy, also functions very well on ketones. Harold, 71 years old from Indianapolis, lived with this condition for years without knowing the cause. Every day around 10:30 in the morning, he would start feeling slightly shaky, lose focus, and sometimes get dizzy. He had to eat pastries or drink juice to make it to lunch, but that only made his afternoons even worse. His son suggested he try adding a teaspoon of MCT oil to his morning coffee. Harold was skeptical. Adding oil to coffee sounded strange, but after just 3 days, he noticed the mid-morning shakiness had disappeared. His energy stayed stable until lunch without needing to snack, and after 3 months, he had lost 12 pounds of belly fat without changing anything else except that spoonful of MCT oil each morning. A study published in Frontiers in Nutrition in 2023, conducted on people with an average age of 85, showed that after 3 months of taking 6 grams of MCT daily, participants significantly improved their grip strength, walking speed, and leg function. Meanwhile, the group taking regular long-chain fats showed no similar improvement. A few notes on how to use it. Start with half a teaspoon and gradually increase to 1 tablespoon over a few weeks. Stir well or use a frother to create a smooth, creamy texture. Some people experience mild digestive discomfort when first starting. That's why you need to increase the dose gradually so your body can adapt. MCT oil proves an important lesson. Your muscles don't run on sugar alone. The right fats can keep you strong and energized, especially after 60. But while MCT provides clean energy, the next ingredient goes straight to building and repairing the muscle fibers themselves. Number 5. Milk or soy milk. This is the simplest item on the list, but also the most overlooked. Adding milk or soy milk to your coffee. Not to soften the bitter taste, but to save your muscles every morning. After 8 to 10 hours of sleep, your body is in a muscle breakdown state. Throughout the night, when no food is coming in, your body starts pulling protein from muscle tissue to maintain essential functions. That's why you need protein as soon as you wake up to stop this breakdown process and shift your body into building mode. Half a cup of milk provides about 4 to 6 grams of complete protein, including all 9 essential amino acids that your body cannot produce on its own. And here's what's important. Research shows that morning protein is more effective than evening protein at maintaining muscle in older adults. Barbara, 76 years old from San Antonio, had been drinking black coffee for decades. She thought she was avoiding unnecessary calories, doing something good for her health. But in recent years, she noticed her arms were getting thinner. Her grip strength had weakened to the point where opening a glass jar became an ordeal. She had to ask others for help with the simplest tasks. Her son, a physical therapist, recognized the problem immediately when he came to visit. He suggested his mother try adding soy milk to her coffee each morning. Barbara followed his advice, though she didn't expect much. After about 3 months, she could open jars without help. Carrying her purse no longer caused shoulder pain, and at her regular checkup, her doctor confirmed that her lean muscle mass had increased. A study published in Frontiers in Nutrition in 2021, tracking participants for 12 weeks with 10 grams of milk protein, showed that morning protein increased muscle mass significantly more effectively than evening protein. The study also found a clear correlation. The higher the proportion of morning protein, the better the grip strength. The way to use it is simple. Half a cup of organic whole milk or protein, fortified soy milk. Avoid almond milk, rice milk, or oat milk. They contain too little protein to make a difference. If you're lactose intolerant, choose lactose-free milk or soy milk. Milk provides the foundational protein your muscles need every morning. But the next ingredient goes deeper, not just into muscle, but into the connective tissue that holds your muscles, joints, and bones together. If this information is truly new to you, if no one has ever explained that your morning cup of coffee could become a powerful tool for protecting your muscles, hit that like button right now. Other seniors who are struggling with weakening muscles, heavy legs, and fear of falling will only see this video if you engage with it. Now on to the top 4. Number 4. Collagen. If you only know collagen from anti-wrinkle cream commercials or beauty serums, you're missing a much bigger picture. Collagen isn't just for skin, it's the structural glue that holds your muscles, joints, tendons, ligaments, and bones together. Without collagen, your body would literally fall apart. After 60, your body reduces collagen production by about 1% each year. That might sound small, but accumulated over decades, it explains why joints start creaking, why muscles feel stiff every morning when you wake up, and why you need more days to recover after even light physical activity. Collagen provides glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline, specialized amino acids that you almost cannot get enough of from regular food. And without enough collagen, your muscles cannot attach firmly to bones and joints effectively. Robert, 72 years old from Tucson, was a passionate gardener. His backyard garden had been his pride for 30 years, but in recent years, his knees hurt so much he couldn't kneel down. His back ached for days after doing even the lightest tasks. He started considering selling his gardening tools and giving up the only hobby he had. His neighbor, a retired nurse, recognized what was happening. She suggested Robert try adding collagen to his coffee each morning. He wasn't very convinced, but he had nothing to lose. After about 6 weeks, Robert returned to his garden. Kneeling no longer hurt, and what surprised him most, he could do heavier work than before without paying the price of days of aching. A study published in the British Journal of Nutrition in 2015, conducted on 53 men with muscle loss and an average age of 72, showed that after 12 weeks of taking 15 grams of collagen peptides, combined with resistance training, participants significantly increased their fat-free mass and quadriceps strength compared to the placebo group. There's one more thing few people know. Collagen is also a major component of blood vessel walls. When blood vessels lose collagen, they become stiffer, less elastic, and blood pressure tends to rise. Supplementing with collagen doesn't just help your joints, it may also support vascular health. The way to use it is simple. 1 scoop of unflavored collagen peptides, about 10 to 15 grams into hot coffee each morning. Dissolves completely. No taste, no grittiness. Look for collagen from grass-fed cattle or marine collagen. Both are easily absorbed. Collagen proves an important truth. Rebuilding strength isn't just about lifting weights or drinking protein shakes. It's about giving your body the raw materials it loses over time. And while collagen repairs structure and keeps you flexible, the next ingredient activates growth at the cellular level, giving your muscles the fuel to actually become stronger. Number 3, whey protein. If you think whey protein is only for bodybuilders or young people at the gym, let me explain why it's actually more important for people over 60 than for younger folks. After 60, your body develops a phenomenon called anabolic resistance. This means the amount of protein that used to build muscle effectively when you were 30 or 40 now has almost no effect. Your muscles stop hearing the building signals from regular protein. That's why many older adults eat enough protein, yet their muscles continue to waste away. Whey protein is different because it's rich in leucine, a special amino acid that acts like a master key, unlocking the muscle-building machinery even when your body is resisting. Leucine signals to muscle cells that it's time to build, repair, and grow. Without enough leucine, no matter how much protein you eat, your body simply cannot create new muscle fibers. Helen, 69 years old from Minneapolis, lived with this condition for years without understanding why. Everything felt heavier than before. Grocery bags, laundry baskets, even her purse. Her arms had visibly thinned, and she started avoiding physical activities for fear of exhaustion. She thought it was just old age, nothing she could do about it. Her son, a personal trainer, disagreed. He suggested his mother try adding a scoop of whey isolate to her coffee each morning. Helen followed his advice, though she thought it was something for bodybuilders. But after about 8 weeks, she noticed her arms were fuller. Her strength was gradually returning, and most importantly, she was excited about physical activity again instead of avoiding it. A study published in the journal Nutrients in 2018, conducted on older women over 12 weeks, showed that whey protein combined with resistance training increased skeletal muscle mass by 3.4 to 4.2% strength, improved by 8.1 to 8.3%, and walking speed increased by 10 to 12%. The way to use it is fairly simple. 1 scoop of unflavored whey protein isolate into hot coffee each morning. Choose isolate instead of concentrate. Isolate is easier to digest and contains less lactose, making it suitable for those who are sensitive. Stir thoroughly so the protein dissolves smoothly. Heat actually helps this process. Whey protein proves a critical truth. Muscle loss after 60 isn't just about age, it's about nutrition. By providing the right fuel, you can maintain strength and independence far longer than you thought possible. And while whey delivers powerful protein, the next ingredient brings a unique combination: protein, omega-3, and fiber in one tiny ingredient. Number 2, chia seeds. Tiny, nearly tasteless, and often overlooked among hundreds of supplements on supermarket shelves. But when ground up and added to hot coffee, chia seeds release a treasure trove of nutrition that your muscles, joints, and brain are craving. Chia seeds provide a unique combination that few ingredients can match. Complete plant protein with all 9 essential amino acids, omega-3 in the form of ALA, and soluble fiber. Omega-3 is particularly important because it reduces chronic inflammation, the silent enemy that destroys muscle tissue as you age. Fiber helps stabilize blood sugar and improve digestion, and protein provides the building blocks for muscle. But there's something important you need to know. Chia seeds must be ground before use. If you swallow whole seeds, they'll pass through your digestive system almost completely unabsorbed. The hard outer shell protects the nutrients inside, and your body cannot break through that shell. George, 73 years old, from Seattle, lived with many health issues that he assumed were normal at his age. Poor digestion, stiff joints every morning when he woke up, energy so low he had to take 2 naps a day just to make it to evening. His daughter, who was studying nutrition, suggested he try grinding chia seeds and adding them to his coffee each morning. George did as she asked, not expecting much. But after about 2 weeks, his digestion improved noticeably. Morning stiffness decreased, and after 3 months, at his routine checkup, his doctor was surprised to see his inflammation markers had dropped significantly. George no longer needed naps. His energy stayed stable throughout the day. A study published in the journal Nutrients in 2021, conducted on 23 people aged 65 to 84 over 12 weeks, with 3 grams of omega-3 daily, showed that isometric muscle strength improved significantly and inflammatory cytokines in the system decreased. Another study from the Cardiovascular Health Study found that people who consumed more ALA, the plant-based omega-3 found in chia seeds, had a 50% lower risk of death from ischemic heart disease. Omega-3 isn't just good for muscles. It protects blood vessels and reduces inflammation throughout the body. Lower inflammation means healthier muscles and a healthier heart. Using chia seeds requires a bit of preparation. Grind 2 tablespoons of chia seeds into a fine powder using a coffee grinder or spice grinder. Add 1 teaspoon of the powder to hot coffee each morning. Store the powder in the refrigerator in an airtight container and grind fresh each week to keep the omega-3 from oxidizing. Chia seeds prove that sometimes the smallest changes deliver the biggest results. And while chia seeds provide steady energy, ingredient number 1 on this list goes even further. A nutrient so powerful that it can completely change how you think about protecting your muscles after 60. Number 1. Turmeric combined with black pepper. A study published in Applied Sciences in 2025, conducted on 81 people with an average age of 68 over 16 weeks, showed that curcumin combined with high-resistance training significantly improved the 6-minute walk test, elbow strength, and fat-free mass. All results were statistically significant. The way to use it is simple, but needs to be done correctly. Half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, plus a small pinch of black pepper into hot coffee each morning. Heat helps release the curcumin, and black pepper ensures your body can absorb it. If you don't like the earthy taste of turmeric, add a bit of cinnamon to balance it, and you've just combined 2 ingredients from this list. One important note, if you're taking blood-thinning medications, consult your doctor before using high doses of turmeric. Curcumin can affect the blood clotting process, and like everything else, start with a small amount and gradually increase. So there you have it, 8 ingredients you can add to your morning coffee to protect your muscles after 60. Ceylon cinnamon stabilizes blood sugar, preventing your muscles from being eroded bit by bit each day. Creatine provides direct fuel for every muscle contraction. MCT oil delivers stable energy from ketones, no more peaks and crashes. Milk or soy milk supplies morning protein to stop muscle breakdown after a long night. Collagen repairs connective tissue, keeping muscles firmly attached to joints and bones. Whey protein with leucine helps overcome anabolic resistance. Ground chia seeds bring omega-3 to reduce inflammation, along with extra protein and fiber. And turmeric combined with black pepper fights inflammation powerfully, protecting both muscles and blood vessels. You don't need to use all of them at once. In fact, I recommend you don't start with 2 or 3 of the simplest ingredients: cinnamon, milk, and turmeric with black pepper. After about 2 weeks, once your body has adjusted, add collagen or MCT oil. After another 2 weeks, add whey or creatine. Finally, add chia seeds. Give your body time to adapt. What matters is consistency, not perfection from the start. If you're 65, 72, or 78 years old, and your muscles are gradually weakening, if your legs feel heavier than before, your arms are thinner, and the fear of falling is starting to affect how you live, I want you to understand something. Research does not support passively accepting that trajectory. Your muscles are not permanently broken. They're lacking nutrients, lacking raw materials, lacking the support they need to repair and grow. And you can make a different choice starting tomorrow, beginning with your morning cup of coffee. Leave me a comment. Which of these 8 ingredients surprised you the most, and which one will you try first? I read every comment, and if you have a loved one over 60, parents, grandparents, siblings, share this video with them. You could help them protect their muscles and prevent falls with just a cup of coffee each morning. I'm Ethan Palmer. Take care of your body.